My name is David T. Charlton from Raleigh, North Carolina. I was going to ask you why you're not a co-sponsor of HR 457 Audit the Fed, but based on his question, I wanted to ask you something different. Why are we having a moratorium on oil drilling in the Gulf, but we now just have given Petrobras of Brazil the ability to drill 2 new oil wells that are 60% deeper than the one that just exploded?
The Gulf has been open for a long time to oil drilling, and as you know, it's being gradually opened back up. There was a period of a pause after the disaster in the Gulf, and I think some attention given, as it should have been, to what kind of shape these rigs were in. Some comparison made of what kind of standards in other deep drilling areas. Norway, for example, Great Britain, what kind of standards they were imposing, and the answer came back they were a lot stricter than we were. What were our competitors doing? And so there was an appropriate look at that. It does not by any means amount to a shutdown of drilling or a permanent moratorium. Part of our problem is that these oil companies are sitting on thousands of acres, leases that they're not doing anything about. Not doing anything with. There's also the question of what are these prices responding to exactly? Has the flow of oil from the Middle East actually been severely diminished? Or is this anticipatory? Is it speculative? Is there not some role here for the CFTC and bodies that are supposed to be our watchdogs here? And then what about those taxes? What evidence is there that our oil company profits are not big enough right now to give them incentives to produce more? What evidence is there that the reason the oil companies are not producing more is because they're taxed too little? We got to be reality-based, I think, and I'm happy to look at the foreign company you're talking about. You'll have to give me some information on that to see exactly what that comparison is.
They were approved last Thursday.
Excuse me?
They were approved last Thursday.
Why don't
and the technology's not even tested.
If you don't mind, we'll get. I'd like to know more about that. But I also think that this is an area where we really need to take a realistic look at what is affecting domestic production, what's affecting prices at the pump, and also what does our national strategy look like for a balanced kind of a portfolio of energy sources.
Would you care to comment on the Audit the Fed legislation by Ron Paul? There's 100 co-sponsors right now.
Well, I do not believe that our country would be wise or prudent to abolish the Federal Reserve, which was set up many years ago, almost a century ago, in order to oversee our fiscal system and to exercise some management of the money supply. I just simply do not agree with that.
I didn't say abolish, I just said audit.
Oh, auditing the Fed.
It's the Audit the Fed, not
he has a bill to abolish the Fed, as you.
No, this is I think it's HR 457. There's 100 co-sponsors. This is an audit.
The question of what kind of auditing of the Fed should take place is a legitimate question. I'm happy to look at that.
And do you think you might be a co-sponsor?
I said I'm happy to look at that.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.